WCBI News at 6 starts now.
Good evening, everyone. A new organization is taking action to help storm victims. Community Recovery of Lowndes County is coming together to meet the unmet needs of the community. This nonprofit organization is encouraging victims of the February floods and tornado in Lowndes County to seek assistance. Case managers will be working with residents. Cleanup is still going on, and the program needs all the help it can get. Volunteers and donations are needed to help recovering residents.
People can't wait to get back in their homes. They can't wait to see if the federal government is going to reverse that decision. We've got to raise money, and we're wanting the community to know that all of it is going to be entrusted to our care, and we're going to be the very best stewards of it and make sure that people get the help that they really truly need.
We've got to have volunteers. And those volunteers come in many skill sets. If you have one person in a group of 8 or 10 that likes to help and they know what they're doing as far as light construction, that's probably going to be most of it. Roofs and rafters and maybe front porch and all those kinds of things most anybody can do. Maybe after you've torn out some sheetrock in the house, everybody can use a paint roller and a paintbrush. So, and if you can't, we'll teach you how.
Many of the homes directly impacted by the February tornado are unlivable. Even though repairs are being made, simple things such as power remain a distant dream. Our Riley Livingston joins us in the studio with more on the unmet needs of the community.
Joey, the common theme for many Columbus residents is that they need help. The homeowner I talked to says she and others are shouldering the burden of fixing their homes themselves.
No power, no water, and for many, no roof standing. Nearly 3 months after a powerful tornado ripped through Columbus, homes are still in disrepair.
We was waiting on FEMA to come, but FEMA really never showed up.
Programs like Community Recovery of Lowndes County are stepping up to help out when insurance, along with state and federal agencies, can't assist storm victims.
People need their homes repaired and rebuilt, and they are also in need of emotional and spiritual care. These are all ways that CRLC wants to help meet the needs of survivors.
Margaret Bobo bought her house in February and didn't have insurance when the tornado struck. Since the storm, she's been on her own.
We still have like inspections that need to be done, and with the city, it's like 3 inspections, and right now that's why I'm here now, because I got to get the inspections done, the lights back on, the gas back on.
CRLC wants to help homeowners like Bobo get the assistance they need.
That at least 75 families and individuals that have been affected have already begun that process. We are hoping to be able to assist folks that are renting or that were renting and need to be relocated. We also would like to start the process of repair and rebuilding for homeowners.
Storm victims must sign up with a case manager. The application is presented anonymously to a committee for review. For folks like Bobo, they continue working until more help arrives.
We couldn't do anything the first month and a half because of the debris. We couldn't even get to the house. So we got the roof done, the windows repaired, the ceilings repaired, the floors, and right now I'm painting and I'm getting the furniture, up to par, so it looked nice for Mother's Day as a present.
Aislinn Kopp says CRLC is in it for the long haul. As long as you can prove you were impacted by the storm, help will be provided. We have more about the application process and what storm victims will need to present to case managers on our website, WCBI.com.
Mother Nature has released her share of fury across the Magnolia State. With President Trump's recent disaster declaration, federal help is coming for county governments, especially. Our Scott Martin joins us live in Columbus for part 1 of our series, Disaster Decisions. He breaks down how FEMA helps. Scott?
Well, one of the counties named in that declaration is Lowndes County. Now, it was February 23rd when an E of 3 tornado roared through Columbus. This debris pushed up to the side of the road, a stark reminder of that night. Now, that entire weekend, many people will remember after homes or lives were uprooted and homes flooded. After months of digging through the rubble and cleaning up the mud, help from the federal level is happening. The process of getting FEMA assistance, however, is quite complex, but it comes down to money.
It's splitting the pie, and it is determining how much the federal government will put in, the state resources, are they there, the community municipality resources, are they there. Counties and the state have to meet a certain estimated cost in damages in order for FEMA to set up shop. When disasters like tornadoes strike, local emergency management assesses the damage, reports it to MEMA, our state emergency management, who then gathers the data to request FEMA federal help. In Mississippi, damage costs have to estimate at least $4.5 million.
Once the counties meet their threshold, then they're all added up, and if the state meets $4.5 million worth of damage or above, then we request a federal declaration, and we've not been turned down on one yet.
That is for public assistance, meaning FEMA will reimburse part of the cost of cleanup efforts and rebuilding. It's a whole other ballgame when it comes to applying for individual assistance, which so far has been denied.
It's based on the socioeconomic situation in those counties or municipalities. It's based on population. All of that comes into play, and then the damage on the homes is based on major or destroyed homes only.
Homes with minor damage aren't even eligible to be part of the individual assessment. Even with individual assistance, the highest amount a person gets is $35,000.
So you're not talking about a home being completely replaced in a situation like that.
Now, FEMA guidelines continuously change, which means that our state and federal or state and local leaders, they have to adapt to those changes. Now, we'll have that part of the story in Disaster Decisions coming up for you tomorrow on WCBI News at 6 o'clock. Reporting live in Columbus, Scott Martin, WCBI News.
All right, thanks, Scott. A lot of good information there for a lot of communities in our area. Time to turn things over to Chief Meteorologist Keith Gibson. He joins us with a first look at our forecast.
Well, Joey, clouds have been on the increase this afternoon. A live view in downtown Columbus. We've got temperatures mainly in the low 80s, although Winona, you've had some showers and storms down into the mid 70s. A few showers and storms rumbling up there along I-55 near Batesville. Those are moving to the north-northeast. Broken batch of showers farther south, so a little bit of rain potentially here in the near term. A bigger batch of rain and storms here to our west. Those are moving our way. We do expect them to weaken before they get here, so we'll just carry over the chance for a little bit of rain here this evening. A better chance for some stronger storms tomorrow. More on that in just a few minutes.
All right, thanks a lot, Keith. Law enforcement agencies are investigating after police say 2 men broke in a pharmacy and stole prescription pills. Our Stephanie Poole talks to investigators about what happened and how pharmacies can better protect their businesses. She joins us live in the studio with more. Stephanie?
Joey, Okolona police say the break-in happened between 12:30 and 1 o'clock this morning. The question remains, who is responsible?
Shattered glass is still on the ground outside Okolona Pharmacy. Okolona Police Commander RAHN GIDDENS says 2 men broke the glass window and went inside.
We know it was at least 2 suspects that entered the building and took a substantial amount of prescription medication.
While patrolling the area, police spotted something odd at the old football field just down the road from the pharmacy.
We observed a vehicle that was abandoned that was running.
That vehicle, police say, was reported stolen in Lee County. Once officers looked inside, there was evidence connecting the car to the break-in. Police hope surveillance video helps them close in on the thieves.
We got a substantial amount of surveillance video to cover. So right now, at this time, we're still looking into that right now.
Pharmacy break-ins aren't uncommon. Joel Patterson with Curry's Family Care Pharmacy in Aberdeen knows firsthand the damage that can be done.
Someone had thrown a brick through our door, of course. We've been open since I think it's 2000 or so. The only time we've been burglarized.
Luckily, Patterson says nothing too expensive was taken from the pharmacy.
They didn't really know what they were doing when they got in here. It looks like probably a lot of people that don't know what they're looking for, except they just want to break in a pharmacy.
Patterson says there are a few things that pharmacies can do to help deter potential burglars.
Security cameras. A lot of pharmacies use those safes to keep your drugs away from anyone with prying hands.
It's also a good idea to make it look like someone may be inside at all times.
Keep the lights on, a little brighter at night.
The Mississippi Bureau of Narcotics is assisting with the investigation.
West Point police also investigating an attempted break-in at a pharmacy. Police say around 4:30 this Tuesday morning, someone broke the glass window at the back of Point City Drugs on Highway 45 alternate. No one was able to get inside, but police are looking for the vandal. Anyone with information should call Golden Triangle Crime Stoppers. Keeping second graders engaged, involved, and in their seats can be a challenge, but our Educator of the Week is up for it. Meet her when we come back. Welcome back, everyone. For one elementary teacher, average just won't cut it. Debbie Holloway teaches second grade at Hamilton Elementary. She likes to keep every lesson interesting and entertaining. That's one reason she's our Educator of the Week. Holloway is getting her students ready for state tests. They also have to reach their accelerated reading goals, even though she has been teaching for 33 years. She says being with her students never gets old.
I want them to just love coming to school, wondering what's going to be, and I don't like them to have to sit in their desk all the time. I want them to enjoy things. I get in there and kid with them, or they'll ask me, "Why are you so smart?" I said, "Because I'm old as dirt."
To nominate your favorite teacher, visit our website, wcbi.com.
A little bit of rain out there across our western counties right now, right along 55 and down towards Kosciuszko. So a little bit of rain potential this evening and tonight. We're watching the big batch of storms. More on that, more on the unsettled weather ahead after the break.
WCBI's Educator of the Week is brought to you by Food Giant, where your neighbors are the owners. Your WCBI First Alert AccuWeather forecast with Chief Meteorologist Keith Gibson.
A live view in Louisville, you can see the clouds coming on in. We have a little bit of rain across our western counties right now. We still have a little bit of sun. Look at that. In Vernon at Durham's Pharmacy in West Alabama. It's been a breezy day. We've had some wind gusts up to about 30. Let's talk about where the rain is right now. Some showers from Winona to Grenada in the clouds. Not all of that probably reaching the ground, but pretty good downpours there. Some thunder and lightning near Batesville. Those are moving to the north. We have some additional showers and thunder showers down to the southwest too. The biggest batch of rain and storminess is over here to our west. Look at this, approaching Monroe, Louisiana. Right there, a nice little bow structure, damaging wind, isolated tornado potential right now. Heavy rain, lots of lightning. All of this is moving to the northeast, and it looks like it's going to do some serious business as it approaches our area. However, we do expect it to weaken as it gets into western Mississippi, and by the time it gets east of 55 tonight, we don't really expect any strong or severe weather. Can't rule out some isolated high wind potential, but overall severe weather it looks to be pretty minimal in our area this evening and tonight. Now, tomorrow morning by 10 o'clock, we will likely regenerate some additional showers and storms right here. And it's all up in the air exactly where this thing is going to redevelop. It could be back to the northwest a little bit. It could be right where you see it. Wherever it does set up, it will continue moving off to the east and southeast. And once again, damaging wind, heavy rain, lots of lightning. The main threats here, perhaps a little bit of hail. The tornado threat is low tomorrow, but we'll keep watching. Once that moves through, a nice lull before perhaps another chance for some showers and storms late in the evening. So several clusters of storms coming our way. As I mentioned, strong damaging wind, the main threat here on Thursday, sometime from mid-morning through the early to mid-afternoon. Hail and tornado potential low, and we do anticipate some heavy rain. So that could obviously cause some flash flooding concerns. And between tonight and Sunday, anywhere from 2 to 4 inches or more here across our region. So we just do not need it. It is going to add on up. Temperatures tomorrow, 69 at 7 o'clock, back into the upper 70s to around the low 80s with these storms and showers moving on through. So unsettled Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, your Mother's Day. Cooler 70s for the weekend, some drier weather returns early next week.
Ole Miss hopes the magic of Swayze Field helps to turn the tide in the rivalry series. More from the Rebels on its Mississippi State matchup next in sports.
WCBI Sports with Tom Ebel is brought to you by your local Ford dealers. Go further.
Ole Miss looks to defend home field in a pivotal series against Mississippi State. The last time the two met at Swayze in 2017, the Bulldogs swept Ole Miss at home for the first time in more than a decade. The Rebels will look to take the momentum they gained from winning the series at LSU this past weekend into the top 15 matchup. For Oxford natives GRAE Kessinger and Thomas Dillard, this weekend means a lot more than most conference series.
It's always fun. I know a lot of the guys down there and grew up playing against them, and growing up, always as a fan wanting to beat them in anything and everything, and definitely adds a little more, and yeah, it's always fun.
Being from Mississippi, there's always every SEC series is huge, but there's always that little extra factor when you're playing Mississippi State. So, just got to go out there and compete. It's a really fun series to be a part of, so I'm looking forward to it this weekend.
To the weekend, we'll talk about the rivalry and what it's meant and what it's meant to both schools and how important it is, because I think one of the things that you realize is you got a lot of kids on your team that aren't from Mississippi. We're in that era of social media, and they've seen it from afar, and they've seen it here in football season and basketball season. So I don't think it's a surprise to any of them.
Mississippi State stays alive for another game in the SEC softball tournament. Luckily, the Bulldogs were able to get the game in today. The Bulldogs knocking off Texas A&M in the first round play-in matchup 3-2. First team All-SECer Kat Moore with 2 RBIs in the win. The victory for the Bulldogs now pits them against 5-seed Ole Miss for some rivalry softball. But they may have to wait until tomorrow. The schedule for the rest of the day today, play officially beginning at the top of the hour after a 5-hour weather delay in College Station. Florida and South Carolina just getting underway. That's the second game of the day after Mississippi State and A&M, picking up right where it left off in the second inning. Ole Miss and Mississippi State are the last scheduled game for today, originally scheduled for 7 o'clock today, but that's not going to happen. And I'm hearing from Mississippi State officials the game will very likely be postponed to tomorrow. Time and schedule depending on how late the games go tonight before any official word can be made. Mississippi State's Quindary Weatherspoon and Reggie Perry will continue one of their biggest job interviews, impressing NBA scouts. Weatherspoon named one of 66 players to compete in the NBA Combine in Chicago. Perry accepting an invitation to the G League Elite Camp, which is a pre-combine with a select number being invited to the actual combine. Perry has until May 29th to sign an agent if he plans to pursue his NBA career or if he will return for his sophomore season at Mississippi State. Ole Miss women's golf advances to the national championship round for the second straight year. The Rebels finishing in the coveted 6th spot, the top 6 in the regional, advancing to the championship round. Ole Miss shooting 7 over for the tournament. Mississippi State women's golf coming up short, placing tied for 9th, 10 shots back of the 6th place spot. High school baseball continuing tonight. We'll have action from Calhoun City, as well as keep you updated on scores from Hamilton on the road, as well as some more as they try and beat the weather from the upcoming week and get past the rain and nonsense as we get to state championship week next week. That's it for sports. Less of your weather is next.
A little bit of rain in our region right now, but the strongest activity to our west in Louisiana, we still expect that to weaken before it gets here later tonight. However, that's going to set up a boundary that will develop more storms tomorrow morning somewhere around here, then move through our area. We'll try to have another fresh update for you here tonight at 10 with the latest and greatest.
No, you'll be keeping a close eye on that. And I think I told you yesterday, by Sunday, even the fish are going to be tired of all this water.
I think they already are too.
The fish and the meteorologists. All right, thanks for joining us, everyone.